Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing People of the Fire by W. Michael Gear and Kathleen O'Neal Gear. They are a writing team, a couple, married, all that. This book came out in 1991, and it is book number 2 in their series of Native American history, which is some 25 some odd books at this point. I mean, I have all of the Michael Gear and Kathleen O'Neal Gear books. They're westerns, they're Native American books, they're archaeology books, they're science fiction, they're fantasy. Got them all down here. We'll pan through the library. But I've got all of them down here, right there, right there, and right there. I got 3 whole shelves of their books. So I'm a huge fan of them. In fact, I've met both of them. And they've signed, I love showing off my signed books. They signed some of my science fiction novels that they wrote way back, in 2004, I think, is when I met them. But anyway, we're here to talk about this series, People of the Fire, book number 2. And I don't know what the series is actually called. I just call it the Native American series because each book is about a different period of time in America's past and the native peoples that lived there. Like book number 1 in this series is called People of the Wolf, and it was about people in Ice Age America. The caveman days. I don't know. I don't even know if that's what it's called. A long time ago. Now this is set after the Ice Age in an age of heat and fire that was kind of overtaking the globe at the time. Book came out in 1991, so like I said, this series has been going for a long time. And all of the books have really great covers. In fact, about the first 20 books in the series, I think the series might be more than 30 books long. But at least the first 20 books had covers done by Louis Royo, who was known for a lot of his science fiction and fantasy covers. Does a great job. And it's a nice wraparound cover, and all of them look really spectacular. And there's maps. I think this takes place because no modern geography is really mentioned in here, but I'm gathering it takes place somewhere in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, I guess. Anyway, the Ice Age is over. It's a time of heat and starvation. The buffalo, the mastodon, the woolly mammoth, whatever you want to call it, the giant sloths, all of these creatures are dying of disease or going extinct, or they're just being killed off by the people that hunt them. And so this is a time of very stark living. Much like the Ice Age, the Age of Fire was a time of grim, stark, and brutal conditions. And we get introduced to a huge cast of characters here that have an adventure, and then they have to live through this time period, and they interact with different tribes and things. In fact, we've got a couple of different types of life philosophies going on here between some of the native cultures. Some of them are just strictly plant eaters, and the others are strictly meat eaters, and they don't get along. That's one of the backdrops among many that this particular book takes. Like all of these are standalone novels, by the way. Even though it's a big series, 30 some odd books, each book has a different set of characters in a different age or millennia of America's past. Just to clarify that. You don't have to read book 1 to enjoy this book. Or if you want to start at book 13, which is about where I started with People of the Raven, you can start there, a whole new cast of characters. Anyway, it's a time of superstition, of human sacrifice. In fact, the opening scene is a baby birth, whether there's a kind of a shaman who's not really, he doesn't have the best of intentions, and he thinks this baby birth is a bit of a bad omen, and do they kill the baby? Do they not kill the baby? Do they sacrifice the baby? What happens to the baby? Oh my God, the baby. What's going to happen to the baby? Well, you have to read the book to find out. But then we can meet a whole host of characters like Dancing Doe, who is a young mother, a sad mother, a proud mother, a mother who has to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. We've got Heavy Beaver, who's just a cold killer, thirst for power. He's kind of the one that is like, the baby's a bad omen. We should, I don't know how to. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. There's Heavy Beaver, Dancing Doe. Little Dancer is a young boy. He dreams a lot. He, just like people in our day and age that have dreams for the future, this guy has dreams for the future. Plus, the dreams that he has sort of foretell. I'm talking about actual dreams, sleeping dreams, not just dreams like, oh, I want to be a fireman someday, or I want to be quarterback of the New England Patriots. Don't know why anybody would want to quarterback that team. I want to be quarterback of the Raiders. Certainly never be a quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Just saying that name makes me want to dry heave. Back to the book. Little Dancer, the young boy that's a dreamer. Tanager, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Tanager, teenager. Oh, it's spelled Tanager. Tanager. I think that's like a play on teenager, because she's a teen girl. She's kind of like she's kind of the love interest of one of our other main characters. And she loves the wilderness. She communes with the elk. She communes with the rabbits and the birds and the grasshoppers and the grass and that's her personality. We've got White Calf. She's an ancient sort of medicine woman. Elk Charm is another young girl who is another young girl in the Elk Charm. That's another female character that's really good. Two Smokes. He's kind of like the outcast of the tribe, of one of the tribes, tormented by a secret that he has. But everybody knows the secret. Everybody in the tribes know the secret, which is why he's outcast. Well, he's homosexual. In a time and place where, I guess, I don't know. He hides it. He hides it, and it doesn't work out, or does it work out? I don't know. We should read the book and find out. Anyway, that's kind of the cast of characters that have to live in this grim time amongst human sacrifice, amongst danger around every corner, amongst a wilderness that's going to kill you at any moment, amongst creatures and animals that, you know what I mean? And it's a great story. I actually liked this a lot more than the first one, People of the Wolf, and I liked People of the Wolf quite a bit. But I was really engaged with this story. I liked all the characters and what was going on. So I'm going to give People of the Fire a solid 9.5 out of 10. It's just a dope book.